back inside alongside Royce Young. I'm Paris Lawson, and what a game we had here on the road in Phoenix, Arizona. When Thunder head coach Mark Daigneault says that every game in this series takes a life of its own, this is a great example of that. The Phoenix Suns came out with what I anticipated to be some very renewed energy, took their largest lead of the series with 9 points, and this was a game of runs in the first half, but great job by the Thunder weathering a lot of storms in this one, and what an MVP performance we saw from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I mean, I love that you brought up that early lead from Phoenix because they were playing very well. That feels like, again, there's a lot more to talk about in this game, Paris, but that little pocket of play in that first quarter felt very important for the Thunder to really kind of flip the game around and get control of it by the end of the first quarter. And, I mean, we'll talk plenty about SGA, but also the depth of the Thunder was on great display.
Point.
Obviously, you don't have Dub. Isaiah Joe's not with the team right now. And Aaron Wiggins comes in after not playing in the first two games. He's ready to go, make some winning plays, sets up a corner three. Then Jared McCain with a great spark. He was part of kind of flipping the game around in that first quarter. So, and Jay Will played great minutes. A lot of different players were huge throughout the game. But SGA, 42 points, 15 of 18 shooting, 8 assists. He had 3 huge assists down the stretch as Phoenix was trying to blitz him and get the ball out of his hand. He makes the right play on time, on target, sets up 3 different threes right there. I mean, it's amazing to think he missed 1 2-pointer tonight. He was 1 of 3 from
and he
three.
got his own rebound on that 2-pointer and then put it right back up.
I mean, it was as good as it gets from SGA.
Incredible showing, and I think the depth, that is a perfect point to make in this game. No Jalen Williams with that hamstring strain, and then no Isaiah Joe. And for Oklahoma City, they have so many different guys that they can go to in this matchup. One player in particular that I want to highlight, Cason Wallace, who came in. The Thunder were down at that point in the game. Phoenix had gone on what I believe was an 18-4 run. Cason came into the game, made a 3-pointer, then got a steal, and then made another bucket right after that. So that initial little spark by Cason alone really helped just to turn the tides and stop what was some really serious Phoenix momentum.
I mean, first and foremost, Cason Wallace is an incredible basketball player.
Yeah.
But also, I would say, you know, when we rewind and we talk all season long about the opportunities that adversity can present for players, especially in their own personal player development, and everybody that's watched Cason play all season long knows that this guy is a much better player right now because of the opportunities that he was challenged with throughout the season. Obviously, the team didn't have Dub for extended stretches. Cason found himself with the ball in his hands a lot more. And, you know, whether it was Wiggins or Jared McCain or Cason Wallace, all those guys, it wasn't even a question of like, all right, they've got a little more on their plate. It's like, they're just going to just slide into a new kind of expanded role. They're going to execute, do their job at a high level. It's just not even a question. And what an amazing thing to have in terms of mentality that this group can kind of go tap into in a game like this, game 3 on the road, hostile environment, and they just step up and perform like it's nothing.
I mean, what a luxury for Thunder head coach Mark Daigneault to look down across his bench and think, I can count on just about every single one of these guys to go in this game, play composed, play poised, and deliver in this sort of environment. One of those guys, Alex Caruso, just the king of winning plays on this team. And after the game, our very own Nick Gallo got a chance to catch up with him.
You're up 2-0 coming here on the road against a proud team. These game 3s are usually very challenging. Tell me about the mental approach you guys took into this one to make sure that you had the right mindset coming in.
Yeah, we knew we were going to have to weather a storm at some point. They got up 10 in the first, and we didn't blink. You know, we just kept grinding possessions, made a couple shots. And then even then, you know, they made a couple of runs throughout the game, and we just steadied the ship with whatever 5 were out there. So proud of our guys. That's what you got to do coming on the road, get the first one.
You had a huge impact on that. You've been the first guy checking in off the bench. You guys dominated in bench scoring in this one. What was your role in trying to lead that bench unit here today?
Just trying to make an impact. You know, you want to win games. It's going to take both units. You know, you can't rely on just 5 guys. So just being ready when my number is called, whatever position I got to play and whatever I got to do.
And how about Shai? I mean, you're down a couple key pieces, and he just goes out there and puts on a masterpiece today.
Yeah, I mean, he's MVP for a reason. You know, that's what he does. He leads us every night. It's no different tonight.
All right, congrats on the win, AC. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Nick.
So smooth, Nick Gallo. The no-look dap up to J-Dub. Always there to support not only his teammates, but Nick as well. And great answers there from Alex Caruso, getting some insight into what it takes to be able to put together a performance like this on the road. Some composure and just keeping the game simple. You heard him. I just want to go out there and make an impact, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, if there is a poster child for go out there and make an impact, it is Alex Caruso. And man, obviously you know what you're going to get from him on the defensive end. He had that great play where he stripped, I think it was Jalen Green on the sideline, and the ball knocked off at Jalen Green. Great energy play, but he knocked down some open threes.
Yep.
And to me, it's always a remarkable thing, Paris, for a guy like Alex Caruso. You know, he doesn't know when the ball is going to find him in a spot. He may play a game and take literally 0 shots in it. He may play a game and get some open threes, but he's ready to shoot it, and he steps into them with confidence. And that is a very challenging thing. He dials in on his role. He knows what he's out there on the floor to do, make an impact, but he's ready to step up and knock down an open three when he gets that opportunity. He doesn't hesitate, shoots it with confidence. And even beyond that, his teammates are looking for him too. And, SGA found him for one of those. It's
a great point because these guys have so much confidence in each other, and especially in this sort of environment. I mean, it was loud inside of this building, and this is very different vibe than Paycom Center, and obviously the Thunder going to have to go kind of into the wind a little bit in terms of the crowd energy. But the way that they were able to just rely on one another, and the other element to this game that made it a little bit different than games 1 and game 2 was the fact that the turnovers didn't have as much of an impact for Oklahoma City in terms of turning Phoenix over a ton. They didn't really win that margin like they typically had in game 1 and game 2, but still able to win this game because of all the other things that they were able to do on the court.
Yeah, that's a great point. And, we talk all the time about that the Thunder don't have to do one thing to win. It's not like it's like, all right, we got to turn them over. It's got to be defense to offense. We have to do that. It's about winning all the areas that you can, the majority of them, and letting those stack up throughout the box score to where you get a margin in the game. And, I do think that the Thunder just kind of made Phoenix labor throughout their possessions. They really got deep into the shot clock a number of times. And then there was a small pocket of the game where I thought Phoenix got a little frustrated and a little bit loose with the basketball in the second half because they were feeling the pressure. OKC was up 10, up 8, and Phoenix tried to force a few in there, and that's when the Thunder were able to turn them over. One great forced turnover. How about SGA picking Devin Booker's pocket right there at half court? I mean, it is never a 42 on 15 out of 18 shooting, but it's always about the other end of the floor as well for SGA. He plays both sides. That was a huge play in the game.
I mean, that's half the game is defense, and SGA not ever taking a play off out here on the court. That steal, that dunk, that's probably the easiest shot he's going to have
the entire postseason.
The entire postseason. Knocked it down, got a lot of thumbs up from the Thunder sideline, and that was part of his 42-point performance in this game. And we're going to talk so much about SGA, but I do want to just highlight the efficiency that he played with. 15 of 18. I mean, that is just remarkable to do in a game alone, but especially in a postseason, in the third game of a series where a team now has 2 games worth of film specifically tailored to try to stop you.
And, I mean, Phoenix threw the kitchen sink at him.
They did.
I mean, Oso Ighodaro was picking him up full court at different points. And, I mean, Phoenix was really desperate to try to find ways, I think, to get the ball out of SGA's hands. I'm just guessing here, but I'm assuming that they put Ighodaro on him to try to say, okay, there's a mismatch somewhere else. Why don't you go to that other mismatch now? And they just didn't want SGA to have the ball because it's an amazing thing. They can play gap scheme on him. They can play zone on him. They can try to build a wall. SGA is still going to find ways to crack the defense, whether it's for himself or for somebody else. And then he does things where you think you got him in good coverage, like Dylan Brooks thought he had him right here. And SGA hits just an all-world shot over him. I mean, that was as good as it gets right there.
Just, you could hear the crowd, just the energies just deflate from inside of this building when he knocked down that bucket here in the second half. All right, stick with us here on Thunder Playoff Postgame Show. We got more coming for you. We'll hear from Thunder head coach Mark Dagnall